So I'm making this video and I'm just gonna be completely transparent with you guys. I have a friend out on the West Coast. She is out in California, and she's one of my sisters, as you would say. If anybody that knows me knows that I'm a recovering heroin addict and I'm a survivor of sex trafficking. Now, I'm going to talk about the movement real quick and what the movement is. The movement is a bunch of people come. It's the awareness of human trafficking, sex trafficking, and the importance of standing together to get this thing seen and heard. Just a little bit of, I talked a little bit yesterday on a post, talking about how, I'm a square now. My life is everything I ever dreamed of. But I'm no longer in the life. It took me a while. It's still taking me time to adjust into, another world. So if you want to be part of the movement, you don't have to be from the life. You can support by buying from our small businesses, like supporting the cause, putting it out there. When I post something about trafficking or the awareness part of it, repost it, talk about it. Because this is an issue. Every Tennessee school is mandated to have a sex trafficking, human trafficking training. I was lucky enough to be part of Gibson County's training. If it wasn't an issue, then we wouldn't have a national hotline. We wouldn't have school teachers being trained on what that looks like on so many different levels of trafficking. It's taken me a long time, and I'm still not at the point to where I can be okay with speaking my opinion. I have opinions on a lot of things because I have seen the depths of hell. I have survived things that was meant to kill me. And, I work in drug treatment. I see all the time young ladies relating but can't identify. To me, that's like absolutely crazy. But just supporting us, there's fixing to be a lot of really cool things happening in the movement. Some really cool things are fixing to happen, and I want everybody to jump on board. I'm in recovery, and all my people that are in recovery supporting me, and supporting the movement, and recognizing that that I'm human, and I make mistakes. Last week there was a post that I put up of a friend of mine that was in the life, and we went through a federal trial together, and her not dealing with her trauma from the life, I feel like, and her heroin addiction led her to death, and I suffer with that daily. But a young man that I don't even know got on my post and said some pretty obscene things, and without me thinking, I went back to a space in my head that I had when I was in the life, who I was when I was in the life. I don't talk, look, act anything like I did when I was in the life. And when I say life, I mean the life of prostitution, the life of sex trafficking. You know, a lot of people think that I only advocate for women. That is a total false statement. I advocate for even the traffickers. Who's asking the questions to, you know, these pimps, these traffickers? What happened to him or her? What made that person want to inflict intentional pain on another person like that? I truly believe that they can recover too. I advocate for men on a daily. And that's why, you know, Jamie out in, you know, California, like, I totally freaking relate with her. But my reality is I'm in Tennessee, a lot of small towns. But the crazy thing about this is Tennessee is #1 in combating against human and sex trafficking and or prostitution. Now, I think we're #1 at that. Can you imagine how many cases around here between Memphis and Nashville have come to play, have come to the light, you know, for us to be #1 in combating human trafficking? I literally went from a functioning heroin addict mother to a woman being trafficked across 40 states. I'm not saying that for any kind of pity. I'm saying this for an education level of, so you can understand. I'm not saying it because of pity. I'm saying it because I truly believe that God has, you know, guarded my heart so that I can be totally transparent with y'all on the issues at hand. We're on this fentanyl thing. You know, I was full on addicted to fentanyl, but nobody knew the damage it was doing until somebody stepped up and did some research. So that's what the movement is in the life, you know. If you want to know more, you know, get with me. I'll be more than glad to speak at any little thing that needs to be spoke at on this matter. I can sit down one-on-one with you and answer your questions, because no question from a square is too small or too outrageous or too crazy, because I am an open book. I get that people don't understand and they ask the questions, why didn't you just leave? That's $1 million question. You know, I can't sit and explain to you right now what that looks like, even down to the science of what the brain does when it goes into survival mode. So if you want to sit down and talk about it, if you want to support the movement, it would be great. So like I said, there's some really, really cool things coming out here soon to support the movement. I am totally appreciative of all my people here in Tennessee that totally support me. I'm grateful for that, and for all the people that show me grace when, you know, I decide that I want to be ratchet and I want to act out and I just want to not be okay. Because sometimes that's my reality. And I speak from the heart when I speak about this issue. But, you know, I made this video so you guys can see transparency. And I'm totally being myself right now. So I'm on my way to work. I need to pull it together. And I love y'all. Have a good day.